in the high and holy place. Notice God says, I'm up there. I'm beyond the sun, the moon, and the stars. I inhabit eternity. But then notice what he says. I dwell in the high and holy place with him who has a contrite and humble spirit, to revive the spirit of the humble and to revive the heart of the contrite ones. So God is way up there. He's transcendent, but he is also immanent. He is to be respected because he's outside of us. He's the great creator, but he's the creator who is our Father and comes in contact with us. And so, when we fear God, we respect him as the omnipotent God, but at the same time we love him as our intimate Father. Now, let's talk a little bit about that intimate closeness that God has to us. Notice Deuteronomy chapter 13 and verse 4. And what I want you to see in this verse is the number of synonyms that are used to describe our relationship with God. Deuteronomy 13 and verse 4. Notice what it says. You shall walk after the Lord your God and fear him and keep his commandments and obey his voice. You shall serve him and hold fast to him. Do you see all of the synonymous expressions? To fear God means to walk with him, to keep his commandments, to obey his voice, to serve him, and to hold fast to him. By the way, that expression, hold fast to him, really in the King James Version, I'm using the New King James, but in the King James Version, it's translated to cleave. You shall cleave to him. Now, that's the very same word that's used in Genesis, where it speaks about a man leaving his father and his mother and joining his wife and cleaving unto her. In other words, it's an intimate closeness. It's actually becoming one, according to Scripture. By the way, the same word is used in Psalm 102, verse 5, where it speaks about the bones cleaving to the skin. And it's used in Psalm 137, verse 6, where it speaks about the tongue cleaving to the roof of your mouth. In other words, this is an intimate closeness. It's a sticking together. And God says, this is what the fear of the Lord means. It means to cleave unto the Lord your God. Fearing God also involves respecting God's holy name. Notice Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verses 58 and 59. Deuteronomy 28 and verses 58 and 59. Here God is warning Israel about the need to respect his holy name, which, by the way, is a reflection of his character. God's name and his character are interchangeable. When you trample on God's name, you're really trampling upon his character. It says in Deuteronomy 28 verses 58 and 59, God is speaking, if you do not carefully observe all the words of this law that are written in this book, that you may fear this glorious and awesome name, the Lord your God, then the Lord will bring upon you and your descendants extraordinary plagues, great and prolonged plagues, and serious and prolonged sicknesses. Notice that God expects that we should what? Fear his glorious and awesome name, and his awesome name is the Lord your God. Notice Psalm 111 and verse 9, also about respecting the holy name of God. In other words, we should not unnecessarily repeat the name of God. It should not become common on our lips. Psalm 111 verse 9,